Hey guys, welcome back. So I just swung by the post office and picked up this. Pretty sure I know what this is. Get her opened up here. Yeah, so you may recall right before we left on our trip, I told you that I was interested in getting my ham radio license. So I went ahead and started that process and sent away for the original, the first ham radio license manual. So this is the current manual that's good through 2026. And the fifth edition, published by the American Radio Relay League, which is an organization that you can join. A lot of amateur radio enthusiasts are part of that association. Anyhow, this manual will, I'll study this, take the test, and then get licensed as a technician. That's the first level of radio licensing. The next step would be what's called the general license, and that enables you to access different frequencies and more bandwidth. But you can access an awful lot just with a technician's license. Plenty for me. As you recall, I've got my handheld Yaesu FT60 here, and this is what I'll, get started with. So anyway, glad to have that book and start my study. By the way, I didn't mean to say access channels. You can access lots of frequencies and channels without a license. What you need the license for is to actually communicate over the radio. So you're not allowed to actually transmit anything without a license. So that's the purpose of going through this process, is so that I can actually communicate with other people. Again, you do not need a license just to tune in your radio and listen to whatever frequencies you want to listen to. So, more rain today. Yesterday was beautiful, nothing but sunshine, but it was our one day of sunshine in about 3 weeks of rain. So I didn't do anything filming-wise. I just enjoyed being outside and in that sunshine. But today I'm back in the shop, as you saw, and trying to come up with some projects to work on here in the shop. One of the things that I've been wanting to do is build a portable meditation bench. I meditate. I have for many, many, many years. And I do that in locations that are sort of fixed locations. I have my Douglas fir round back at the house that kind of overlooks the ocean, and I'll sit there and meditate. I've got a place inside the house. I've got a couple of places here on the homestead that are in fixed locations, but I don't have a portable meditation bench. And I'm at the age where I used to be able to sit in that, that posture that kind of looks like this. I can get one leg up, but I can't get that leg up. I can, but it's not very comfortable to sit in that position for a great length of time. I typically meditate for, 30 minutes, sometimes up to 45 minutes. So I like a bench. And the bench is one that's such, well, I'll show you. So what I'm thinking is something that I can not sit on, but actually lean against. So I'd lean against it like this, and then I would be able to put my knees kind of off to the side like this. So really your weight is on that bench, and it's sort of at an angle. So again, I'm not sitting flat on it. It's at an angle, and then my legs rather sort of straddle the side of that bench. And that enables me to sit in an upright posture like this very comfortably for a long time. So that's what I want to build. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use that 2x12 cedar. I still have that left from the step projects. The one side is, rough sawn, the other side is smooth, so I can sand down that rough sawn side and then what I'll do is just very simple, you know, just the 2x12 bench. And then on the underside, I will cut angled legs, again, so that it's on a slight angle like I just talked about. And then put some box hinges in so that I can hinge those legs, you know, to fold into the actual bench to make it portable to carry around. So I think that's what I'm going to work on today. Okay, so I'm gonna make this bench 16 inches wide. That's plenty wide. Again, I want my legs to straddle the side of this bench when I'm leaning against it. So 16 inches should be just right. I don't want to go any more than that. I'm just not that wide of a person. And again, this bench will set something like that. And then the legs will be on the other side and they'll fold in like this. Should work out just fine. I want to sand this. This is the rough sawn side of this piece before I cut it. I've got a belt sander, so it's a lot easier to sand this as a larger piece of wood. So we'll do that before we cut it up. Okay, so rather than routing the edge of this piece, I just took the sander and kind of knocked off the edges to give it more of a, you know, more of a live edge look. I like that. But I'm sanded real nice. Had to change my jacket while I was doing that sanding. You know, the oilskin jacket just grabs that sawdust. So that's no bueno while you're working with sawdust. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this thing cut to size and should be good. Okay, so for the legs to this bench, again, they're going to fold in. I want the height of the bench to be about 6 inches, which would be here. And then the angle where the seat is going to set, about 20 degrees. So we'll say just about like that. So you'll see that'll be the leg. The bench will be at this angle. I can sit on it, and that should be enough of an angle, I think. So we'll mark that at 20 degrees. And again, that bench will set, you know, at that angle. That should be just right. And then this is high enough to where my legs can straddle the outside. All right, get these legs cut up. All right, let's see what that, how that angle feels on the ground. Okay, so you know what? It still feels a little bit wide. See how my legs are kind of going out this direction? I'd like them to be a little bit more straight back. So that's not terribly comfortable. So I think I'm going to bring it in a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, so this is 16 inches wide, and that is just too wide. I'm going to actually bring this down to 11 inches, and then what I'll have to do, because I do like the height and the angle was perfect, so I'm going to have to just permanently mount these legs rather than putting them on hinges. I'll make another bench in the future that maybe I can hinge. But, you know, also if I made it high enough, I could actually put my legs under the bench. That would be acceptable as well. But for this purpose, I think I'm going to cut this short and just mount these permanently. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a lot better. Yep. All right, let me get some screws in there and we should be good. So we're now 11 inches wide, and I think what I'm going to do is mount these at 2 1/4 in to the center of these legs. That way they're a little offset from the edge. So that'll look something like that. All right. Oh yeah, that's going to work out great. Again, nothing fancy, obviously. I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up, get rid of my lines, put some putty in where the screw holes are. I'm going to take these edges down, knock those down a little bit more. I might stain this or paint it. I'm not sure yet. It's not what I originally had in mind, obviously, with the folding legs. I'll make another one of those in the future. But this will work out just fine when I'm out and about, down at the beach or in the woods, down by a stream, and I feel like meditating. I'll just bring my little bench here with me. It's made from cedar, so super lightweight, but durable, and I'll be good to go. So when I got up this morning and went out to the truck, turned the truck on, my check engine light came on. So at home, I checked all the fluids here, and it appears that my power steering fluid is a little bit low. So it wasn't where it was supposed to be when it was cold. when the temperature is cold, and I've been driving for about 20 minutes now, and it's not where it's supposed to be in the hot condition either. So I stopped by and picked up some transmission fluid, which is what you use for this power steering fluid, and I'm going to top that off, and hopefully that's what was causing that check engine light. Yeah, so we'll just top this off a little bit. Don't want to spill it. Heck. Oh, Ty. Spilling it all over the place. All right. Go get a shop towel. All right, fingers crossed. Negative. The check engine light is still on. So I'm gonna have to go through the manual and kind of go through the checklist. Again, this truck's pretty new for me. It's a 2007 Toyota Tundra with that big 5.7 liter V8. Anyhow, I hate these check engine lights because it generally means having to take it somewhere, plug it into a computer to see what the code is that's causing this. But I'm gonna try to see if I can't figure that out on my own. So I'll keep you posted. Dang it, I thought it was gonna be that power steering fluid. Oh well. By the way, that check engine light does come on when it's time to change the oil, but I just did that about a month ago and I reset that light. And I think that light, I think the factory has it set to go on for an oil change every 5,000 miles, I'm pretty sure. I gotta check that out. But anyway, the light is not having to do with changing the oil. So again, I'm gonna do some research, we'll figure it out. Trying out one of those grass-fed and finished burgers from that Coquille market I went to last week for lunch today. Looking good. Oh yeah. I noticed this license plate bracket that the dealer put on many, many years ago. I hate these things. You think I'm gonna drive around and provide free advertising for your dealership? I don't think so. So that comes off. The water is just gushing right now on our stream here. You know, it runs year-round, but really lightly during the summertime. But right now, I can hear the waterfall just a little bit up the driveway there. We've had a lot of rain, of course, so yeah, it's cool. I love the zen of falling water. So yesterday, pretty crazy. You know, we've had all these storms going on. Big storm this week. You might have heard about it on national news. Parts of the northern part of Oregon just got hammered. Lots of snow, 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts, power knocked out for a week at a time in large portions of Portland. Anyhow, a real mess. And when storms are forecasted like that, I like to take the cars, a couple of days ahead of that storm and top them off at the gas station. So I did that a couple of days ago. Well, yesterday, it was crazy. All of the gas stations in our town, Brookings, which is 25 miles to the south of us, and Coos Bay, about an hour and a half to the north of us, completely out of gas. No gas, no diesel. All the gas stations were dry. That was really, really weird. And so I have a friend that owns the gas station down at the bottom of the hill here, and we were talking, and he said that he did not have any idea when the trucks were going to arrive to refill the tanks. Parts of 101 to the north had a big washout, so traffic was backed up big time. But it's been a long time since anybody around here has seen all of the gas stations go empty. Regardless, it seems like the trucks got in overnight, because today when I was driving back into town, I noticed the gas stations were open and people were filling their tanks. Anyhow, it got me to thinking about the fact that we're in winter, and I have not tested our emergency generator yet. I ordinarily turn this thing on a couple of times a year just to make sure it's running right, and I haven't done that in probably a year, probably since last time I changed the oil, which again was a year ago. So anyway, I'm going to fire that thing up today and make sure it's working, so that if power does go out, this winter, we'll have the ability to plug in at least the refrigerator and freezer. First start, or first pull. Okay guys, so I let that run for about 4 or 5 minutes. That Honda is a beast. Starting up on the first pull after sitting there for a year, that is awesome. So I'm topped off with non-eth, and again, I got fresh oil in there from last year. I mean, it hasn't really run. So we're good to go. If power should go out for any extended length of time, we've got generator power, baby. Hey guys, so next day, dry day today, and it was dry yesterday, rain in the forecast for tomorrow. So I'm gonna take advantage of this dry weather, get the roof blown off. I just did the driveway, blow this on the deck, then I'll blow the deck off, and we'll be in good shape. Well guys, so much for that project. My motor just burnt up on my blower. I've had this for about 5 years and I've used the heck out of it, and I knew something was going wrong when it started to, sounded like the motor was just reducing in power slowly for the last 5 minutes or so, and sure enough I started to smell it, and it's burnt up. Dang it. And I was making good progress. These gutters are just filled with pine needles. So that's no bueno during rainy season. I got to get those things cleaned out. So I guess I'm going to end up having to do that by hand. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for this week. I appreciate you guys joining me. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.